Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyamadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, we are starting our session now. As previously we discussed, we'll go with Gopala Champu first. So, Krishna came back from Dwaraka after killing Dantavakra. Then, when he came back to Vrindavan after 33 years, all the Vrajavasis started celebration. Then Krishna started his daily pastimes. From morning to evening, what is he going to do? Or all the activities are being described by Jiva Goswami. So, Krishna, having taken his oil massage and bath, now he comes to meet his elderly women in Vraja. They are all assembled in the courtyard of Krishna's house. So at that time, Purnamasi came. So Purnamasi, as we discussed last time, she is Yogamaya herself. So Purnamasi came. Then everybody gave respects to Purnamasi. Purnamasi came with Madhumangal. So Madhumangal is actually well versed in all the scriptures. Jiva Goswami describes him as a Snataka. Snataka means a graduate who has completed his studies. But he is a friend of Krishna. He has very deep friendship with Krishna and he always has a thirst for Krishna's secret pastimes. So whenever Krishna performs his confidential pastimes, especially with the gopis, uh, Madhumangal is also present there in many of the pastimes. And that Madhumangal came with Purnamasi. So his love is very similar to Narada Muni himself. It's free of all the faults and he acts like a joker. We see Narada Muni has that tendency to joke. He has Sakhya Rasa with Krishna along with a little bit Dasya Rasa included in that. Madhumangal has a similar type of nature of Narada Muni. Though Madhumangal has pure Sakyarasa with Krishna, but he has a similar type of Narada Muni. The main thing that Madhumangal does is he makes everybody laugh. He's called a Vidushaka. And he gives blessings in the form of jokes. Even while he blesses Krishna, he gives jokes. And these jokes are never repeated jokes. These are all novel jokes every time. And then it makes everybody laugh and lightens their heart. So Madhumangal, having come with Purnamasi, he went near to Krishna and he treasured Krishna to be a great treasure. So he went and stood near to Krishna. Then Krishna and Balaram holding their hands, each other, and the mothers of these two boys, they were having the hands on the back of Krishna, and in this way they were walking toward the center of the courtyard, smiling at everyone. Then, in the center of the courtyard, where they have all assembled within the home of Krishna, this is just one section of the home of Krishna. They have constructed a very huge throne, like a lot wide throne, and it had a lot of gold and jewels bedecked in that throne. And Krishna went along with Balaram and sat there on that throne. And sitting on the throne, he was looking at everyone who have all assembled there, waiting and looking continuously at Krishna. So at this time, there was an event that is going to happen. It was the Janma Nakshatra of Krishna on that day. So every month, this nakshatra, Janma nakshatra of Krishna comes. On that time, they perform a bathing ceremony for Krishna in their home. So that day, which is being described by Jiva Goswami, was the day of Janma nakshatra of Krishna. So all the children of the priests, they have assembled there. They wanted to conduct a perfect bathing ceremony. They have brought waters, darba grass, and they started reciting auspicious mantras. Then they started pouring that water touched by the darba grass on top of Krishna, and they started doing the bathing ceremony while the mantras were being chanted in an auspicious way. So in that festival, the priestly boys, they were all chanting the mantras. Then some other people were playing songs. Some people were playing musical instruments. Some people were just standing around and then shouting "Jai, Jai," just like how we perform abhiṣeka ceremony on the birthday of Krishna on Janmashtami. Similarly, here directly to Krishna, the bathing ceremony was being performed. So the beauty of Krishna when the bathing ceremony was happening, and the wonderful loving gestures he was making toward his dear ones, and the dear ones were making toward him, are all combined together with the mantras being chanted, the songs being played in the background, and then the musical instruments were being together, the whole festivity. Together they came and then merged together. Jiva Goswami was explaining when all of these elements merge together, they are as if all the five rasas merge together. So we have been studying so far the five rasas. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. All these five rasas merged together. If they were merged together, what kind of taste it will produce? It was like that, the whole festival. When a poet writes with a lot of poetic elements, describes a nice poet, the whole festival was like a poem, a kavya. And all the six flavors of food, if we all taste together, how it will taste, it will taste wonderful. So the whole festival was like that. So in this way, Jiva Goswami is trying to explain this festival through various ways for us to understand how much beauty, how much love was overflowing, and how much tasteful the whole festival was. So, in that festival, then they started performing Arati for Krishna. Once the bathing of water is done, they started performing Arati. Then some people started giving gifts to Krishna. Then they took various auspicious items and then they touched different parts of the body of Krishna. And then they started showing ghee to Krishna. It's one of the items. And some person was showing mirror to Krishna. And in this way, they were showing various auspicious items to Krishna. And then Krishna started performing worship of the Brahmanas who have assembled there. Then he went and started performing the worship of his elderly relatives. So, in this way, all this paraphernalia which are used in the ceremony for Krishna, they became the originator for all the ceremonies in this world. So these ceremonies are performed even for regular people, like when the boy and the girl get married and they come home, they perform arati. And people give them gifts, and they show a mirror and various other items. All these items, all these cultural items that we are celebrating in this world have arisen from this ceremony of Krishna. That is the root, the source ceremony from which all the other ceremonies in this world have been inaugurated. Then the wives of the Brahmanas, they came and then they started taking this dhruva grass and then they started putting into the hairs of Krishna, sticking into the hairs of Krishna. That is also one of the ceremonies, their rituals there they performed. Then they gave their blessings, but while they were giving their blessings, these wives of the Brahmanas, there were choked with a lot of tears. These are elderly wives. We should not confuse it with the wives of the Brahmanas in the 10th canto, which is being mentioned. But these are like elderly wives of Brahmanas who have Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. So in this way, when they were giving the words of blessing, they were choked with tears. Their words were not coming out. Even though the words were obstructed by stunning and tears, Yashoda came there to apply tilaka to Krishna's forehead. So this is the mother performing that applying application of tilaka on Krishna's forehead. She couldn't continue. Why? She was affected by this tears and paralysis, in the sense of that his hands were not moving, just because of love for Krishna is overflowing at that time. So Rohini came along and then she helped Yashoda to complete putting on the tilaka on the forehead of Krishna. So Jiva Goswami is saying that this tilaka put by Yashoda on the forehead of Krishna is a gift given by mother. In general, when the arati is done, the mother puts the tilaka on the forehead of the son. This is the gift she gives. She doesn't give other gift. But to say that Yashoda's gift is actually not an adequate way to say that. It is it's putting it to a lesser status. Its gift is very small word. The putting of tilaka along with her love, filled with the tears and then choking of her words, this cannot be just called as a gift. So Jiva Goswami is saying that he is unable to express what name can we give to this ceremony. He is unable to express with words. Then Krishna has met all the elderly women present in the home. They were all present in a separate courtyard. Men were not present there. Then now Krishna hasn't met yet Nanda Maharaj. So one beautiful boy, a messenger boy, he came running toward that courtyard. And then he said that, "Oh, beautiful prince of Vraja, Krishna, Nanda Maharaj and other elderly men are waiting on the other courtyard. They have assembled there and they are waiting to see you. They have come assembled here mainly for your abhiṣeka, but they have not witnessed you from morning. So you please come and see. I know that you have already sent a lot of gifts to them, like tambula and silk garments, but they are all waiting for you to come there. So please come fast. They are not accepting any of the gifts you have already sent. So they are waiting to see you." So this is the message that was given by this boy to Krishna and all the other elders. Then Krishna understood that his father is longing to meet him. So he determined that he will move from the courtyard of his mother to the courtyard of his father. Then he took permission from his mother and then he started going toward the Nanda Maharaj assembly. But when he was going toward that assembly, he was very feeling painful in his heart because he is leaving his mother back. Still, he determined to move forward, and Purnamasi was present. So first he made sure that Purnamasi was sent off to her thatched house. And then he took Balaram along with him and also Sridham and other friends. Then he started departing toward Nanda Maharaj's assembly. But even though when he was going forward to Nanda Maharaj assembly, his heart was swinging back and forth. Back because mother is there behind, that he's moving from one courtyard to other courtyard. Mother is staying in this courtyard where he is leaving from. His heart is swinging back with love toward his mother. But at the same time, his heart is swinging forward also to see his father, Nanda Maharaj. So in this way, his heart was split. He wants to be with the mother, and yet he wants to be with father also. And yet he cannot also see his mother, the grief that she was exhibiting in her face, that Krishna is separating from her. Still, he continued moving forward toward Nanda Maharaj assembly. So we'll stop here. It's already 5:45. We'll continue with our presentation of uh, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we are so far looking at these are the topics that we were looking at. First, we looked at the meaning of the title itself. Then we looked at overview of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We'll continue to look at the overview. Then we discussed about the glories of Parakya-rasa. That is a side topic on Gopala Champu. And then we saw how Krishna was displaying all the rasas in the arena of Kamsa simultaneously. Therefore, he is called as Akila Rasamrita Murti by Rupa Goswami. Then we also saw how a particular jiva in this world can attain a particular rasa with Krishna. Then now we are entering into the discussion of the primary rasas. We have already completed Shantarasa, Dasyarasa, Sakyarasa. Now we'll continue with Vatsalya-rasa. Before that, the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is divided into four parts: East, South, West, and North. And Eastern section, which we are currently looking into, it consists of description of bhakti and the types of bhakti. The rest sections are all just a discussion on rasa. So now we are delving deeper into Eastern section. So within the Eastern section, there are four chapters. And the first chapter talks about overview of bhakti, which is what we are looking into. The next chapters discuss about sadhana, bhava, and prema. Within the first chapter, we are looking at the Mangalacharan. First verse of the book, which is the Mangalacharan, we are looking into it. And the rest of the topics are mainly going to discuss about what is pure devotional service or Uttama Bhakti. This is the verse that now currently we are looking into. We are mainly focusing on this particular phrase, Akila Rasamrita Murti, how Krishna is the personification of all the rasas. And in that context, we are also venturing into discuss what is rasa and what are all the different types of rasas that are existing. There are 5 primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. Now we'll start looking into Vatsalya-rasa. So, one second. Yeah. Vatsalya-rasa. So this Vatsalya-rasa is exhibited by elders toward Krishna. So these elders include parents, nurses. Nurses are not exactly parents, but they also exhibit Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. And other elderly women in general in Vraja, they have Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. They are quite older, quite older than Krishna. And Guru is also included in that. The Guru who teaches to Krishna, he is also included in that. Sandipani Muni. He is also having Vatsalya Bhava toward Krishna. And Krishna, when he exhibits his rasa toward these parents, what are all the different activities he performs? He speaks lovely words to them. And we see that, the parents, when they see that the children speak broken words, they feel their heart melts looking at that. So similarly, Krishna exhibits all these things when he is talking with his elderly people or parents. He speaks lovely words. He is very honest with his parents, and he feels shy in front of them. He is very obedient to them. If they say something, he will immediately follow that, and he is very respectful when he in his all his dealings, and he is very generous toward them as well. And he feels himself as an object of compassion from these elders, that the elders uh, should exhibit compassion toward me. That is the feeling Krishna has toward the elders. Now, the elders, including parents, what is their mood toward Krishna. So they have the attitude, or they have this um, mood that they are greater than Krishna. So in previous rasas, we saw that in Sakya Rasa, they have sense of equality to Krishna, that they are equal to Krishna. In Dasya Rasa, they were having the sense that they are lower than Krishna. But here, the parents, they have the sense that they are greater than Krishna. Krishna is a small boy. I am bigger than Krishna. I am more capable than Krishna. I am more powerful than Krishna. That's the tendency the parents have. And they want to protect him all the time. So, one time, Krishna was, when Krishna was lifting the Govardhan, they saw that he was holding it alone with his finger. All the parents, they thought that, we have to put our stick and then we have to hold the mountain, otherwise the mountain will fall. How can Krishna himself alone can lift this mountain? We have to put our effort, otherwise our small Krishna cannot hold the mountain. So this is the tendency these parents have toward Krishna, because they think they are greater than Krishna and they are more capable than Krishna. They have more strength than Krishna. Therefore, they exhibit this kind of mood. They want to protect Krishna. They don't want him to get hurt at any time. And they have the tendency to teach Krishna as well. They teach good character, good, sadachar, good activities, good manners. And if he is a guru, for example, in the case of Sandipani Muni, he will teach different subjects to Krishna as well, various subjects to make him learn. It is their mood to teach proper manners to Krishna. We see in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well, his father Jagannath Mishra, one time he chastised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is a small boy, that he was doing lot of mischievous activities, naughty activities. So, because he has chastised, he went to sleep in the night, and in the night, a Brahmana came in his dream. And then he started saying that, who you are chastising? He is Supreme Personality himself. And then he is God. You are going and chastising him. This is very, very, very improper. So when this Brahmana spoke like this to Jagannath Mishra, even though Jagannath Mishra, father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was informed that uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord himself, he was saying that it doesn't matter whether he is God or not. Maybe he is God to you, but I am his father, so I have to teach him proper manner. It is my dharma to teach him proper manner. If I don't teach him proper manner, who else is going to teach proper manner? Same. Now, Jagannath Mishra is nothing but Nanda Maharaj himself. So he also has this tendency toward Krishna. But in the case of Vasudev and Devaki, in uh, in Mathura and Dwaraka, they don't have this um, full nature, this sweetness. They are aware that Krishna is God, and still they will exhibit their Vatsalya bhava toward Krishna. So when Krishna appeared in the prison house of Kamsa, Vasudev actually offered a lot of prayers, Vasudev and Devaki, as if like a devotee will offer prayers to God. Like that they offered. But then they said, Oh Krishna, you become small because we need to carry you out of this prison and we don't want Kamsa to kill you. How can they say that? They just now offered a praise to as a devotee to God, but then immediately this Vatsalya Baba came. Then they thought that they have to protect Krishna from Kamsa. If he's God, he can kill Kamsa himself. But that Vatsalya-rasa started covering. They have both these moods. Suddenly, the Aishwarya Bhava or awareness of Krishna as God will arise. Then they will become like a devotee toward God. But then the Vatsalya will come. Then the Aishwarya will recede. So in this way, it will go back and forth in Dwaraka to Vasudeva and Devaki. But Yashoda and Nanda, even somebody comes and informs them that Krishna is God. And even when they see Krishna performing lot of superhuman activities, they never think he's God. They always think that he is my son. That's the only mode they are having. When Krishna started killing many demons in Vrindavan, Yashoda, she was thinking that because, my husband Nanda Maharaj and myself have worshipped Vishnu a lot constantly. Therefore, Vishnu is killing all these demons, protecting my son Krishna. They think like that. They worship Vishnu regularly for the protection of Krishna, even though Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. And when Krishna uprooted the two Yamalarjuna trees, um, they were thinking that Vishnu is protecting Krishna. And as I said previously, that when Krishna lifted the Govardhan, Yashoda Maya was thinking that Govardhan was actually held up by Nanda Maharaj and Balaram. They were all putting their sticks and then they were holding it. Krishna was just putting his finger there. That's it. Otherwise, it was all held by these elders. Therefore, the Govardhan was standing there. And because we worshipped Vishnu, Vishnu was also giving the power for Govardhan to float. So in this way, they never think Krishna was able to do all these superhuman activities because they think, how can my baby perform all these difficult tasks? It is impossible. He is very soft and tender. He can never lift Govardhan by himself, or he can never kill all the demons himself. So in this way, their Vatsalya-rasa is never receded back by Aishwarya Bhava at all. They have sweetness, continuous sweetness. So who are all the candidates here? Yashoda, Nanda, Rohini, who is mother of Balarama as well, but she has higher rasa, Vatsalya Bhava toward Krishna. And when during the Brahma Vimohana Leela, that Brahma stole all the cowherd boys who were playing with Krishna to test whether Krishna was God or not. So when those gopas were all stolen by Brahma, Krishna himself expanded as those gopas. And when he expanded as those gopas, he went back to Vraja. For 1 year, this was happening because Brahma stole all the cowherd boys for 1 year. So when he went back to Vraja, in all these different Gopa forms, he was with different mothers. So those mothers were also having Vatsalya Bhava toward Krishna. Those are gopis as well, but they have Vatsalya Bhava toward Krishna. Because they had Vatsalya Bhava toward Krishna, he wanted to fulfill their Vatsalya Bhava to a greater extent. Therefore, he orchestrated this whole drama, which Brahma thinks that he is actually stealing all the cowherd boys, but this was all orchestrated by Krishna, so that Krishna can himself expand and then go into each of the houses of these elderly gopis and he can have personal exchange of rasa with them because though they have their own sons, they had more love toward Krishna. So to reciprocate their love, Krishna orchestrated this whole drama of Brahma Vimohana Leela. So those gopis, elderly gopis, also have Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. Devaki has Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. Then Vasudeva had more wives. All these wives also had Vatsalya-rasa toward Krishna. Kunti Devi, she also has Vatsalya Bhav toward Krishna. And Sandipani Muni, who is the teacher of Krishna, Guru of Krishna, he also has Vatsalya Bhava. What are all the different activities that they perform when they approach Krishna, these elders? So when Krishna comes running toward them, they lift Krishna and then they smell the head of Krishna. Even when Krishna has grown up, they go and embrace Krishna and then smell the head of Krishna. The smelling the head of Krishna is an expression of Vatsalya-rasa, Vatsalya Bhava. Then they give blessings to him. May you live long. May you have all wealth. May you shine nicely. May you perform all these activities wonderfully. All kind of blessings they give him. They give him orders to perform. Do this, Krishna. You go and do this, Krishna. You go and do that, like that. That these are the expressions of Vatsalya Bhava. They care for him and they protect him from dangers and they give good advice to Krishna. So these are the different activities they perform. So Gaurav, Govind Prabhu, you have raised your hand.
Today I was thinking the same topic that Jagannath Mishra had this dream and he was scolded, and then he scolded him back. No, it's my father, because I had some similar exchange in the morning. Um, but then I thought, why did it didn't make any sense that Jagannath Mishra look? I mean, he must be very very special soul, because in one day of Brahma, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming once.
Hmm.
That means both, uh, Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata are extremely special souls. But
Hmm.
why Jagannath Mishra had to go so early in the Leela? Because he left the body very early. That didn't make any sense to me.
I don't remember any explanation on that, why he had to pass away early, though. That's a good observation. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your realizations as well. Okay, so we'll move on. Now, the stages, how this Vatsalya-rasa progresses. So, as we previously discussed, there is bhava, prema, sneha, and raga, four stages. Bhava is the first stage of love of God. Prema is condensed bhava. So, when the rasa reaches the stage of prema, it never changes. Until the stage of bhava, the rasa can be changed by from one rasa to another rasa, or it can even go down. That means person can lose rasa completely because of offense. But in prema stage, it is completely fixed up. Everybody is fixed up in their own rasa, and this is what in the spiritual world all of them are at in prema. So therefore, they don't change their rasa. Now, when this rasa become melts the heart, completely liquefies the heart, that is the stage of sneha. So, in the stage of sneha, when they look at the form of the Lord, they never feel satisfied completely. They want to continue to look at the form of uh, Krishna. And then, when this sneha turns even sorrow into happiness by a slight appearance of Krishna. Just Krishna came and then disappeared. Even that slight appearance will change all of their sorrow, well, that of separation from Krishna, into great happiness. Immediately they will become happiness. That is the stage of raga. In the stage of raga, they will even give up their life just to please Krishna, not for protecting Krishna, for even pleasing Krishna, they are ready to give up their life. So we saw an example last time that when Ashwatthama was showering arrows toward Krishna, Arjuna jumped in front and then he received all the arrows on his chest. All these arrows were giving pleasure to him, as if somebody is throwing flowers at him, because he was exhibiting this raga at that point of Sakyarasa. So the Santarasa only reaches up to the stage of prema, it doesn't go beyond that. Dasirasa, for most of the people, it reaches up to the stage of prema. And for special people, it reaches sneha and raga stage. For Sakya rasa, all the people reach to the stage of raga. It goes up. From prema to raga, it goes up and then it comes down, goes up and comes down on different occasions. Vatsalya-rasa, mostly it stays in the stage of raga. Even though externally it will appear to be like it is going from bhava to prema to sneha, like that, mostly it is fixed up in the stage of raga. So they are ready to give up their life for pleasing Krishna. That is where it is mostly fixed to. Okay. So this is Vatsalya-rasa. Next, we are entering into Madhurya-rasa. So Madhurya-rasa is very confidential. Therefore, Rupa Goswami doesn't describe much detail in uh, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He describes in very detail, elaborate detail in Ujjvala Nilamani. So in the introduction, he was writing that because the Madhurya Rasa is very confidential, he didn't write much about in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but it doesn't mean it should never be revealed. It should be revealed to candidates who are very much interested or aspiring after this particular rasa. So therefore, he discusses much details in Ujjvala Nilamani. However, we will just take a um, short glance about this Madhurya Rasa. It has much more detail, much more varieties, much more subtopics and whatnot in Ujjvala Nilamani. But we will take some idea about Madhurya Rasa. So, Krishna and his beloved woman, the Madhurya Rasa is exchanged between these two. These beloved women are called Priya. Priya means dear, dear woman of Krishna. And Krishna exhibits abundant beauty when he is exchanging Madhurya Rasa with the gopis. The beauty that's not seen in other rasa. He exhibits abundant beauty. And his leelas are very variety, lot of variety. And he exhibits a lot of cleverness in Madhurya Rasa. The chief candidate to receive or exchange Madhurya Rasa is Radha herself. Radha is nothing but a Shakti of Krishna. She is not a Jivatma like us. She is Swarupa Shakti of Krishna. So, in one sense, you can say she is a part of Krishna only. We are also part, but we are a very, very tiny part. But Radha is Swarupa Shakti of the Lord, Hladini Shakti. She is the personification of Hladini Shakti. So therefore, between Krishna and Radha, the exchange of Madhurya Rasa becomes the highest. What kind of activities they perform? They glance at each other, they smile at each other, they embrace each other. In this way, many other activities are performed just as the activities that happen in this world between a lover and his beloved. So this whole Madhurya Rasa love can be divided into three types. One is the type of Kubja, second is the type of queens of Dwaraka, third is the type of gopis of Vrindavan. So Kubja's love toward Krishna is sort of mixed with her own desire to enjoy Krishna. When Krishna, Kubja was given a very beautiful form by Krishna in Mathura, she looked at the beautiful form of Krishna and then she desired to enjoy with Krishna. Therefore, her love is mixed or mostly predominant with her own enjoyment than Krishna's enjoyment. So that is one type of love. The queens of Dwaraka, they have predominantly their love is for satisfaction of Krishna. You see this here, this pink, light pink, that is the satisfaction of Krishna. Okay, let me just take this laser pointer. This is satisfaction of Krishna. But sometimes, even in their love, the focus on satisfaction of themselves rises in that. In the case of Kubja, mostly it is the focus is on her own satisfaction. And within that, Krishna's satisfaction is small amount is exhibited. Of course, when we compare to this world, what love we have for Krishna, that cannot be compared at all. Kubja's love is very, very high. We have very small amount of love. But within, among them, when we are categorizing, we are exploring in this angle. Among the Priyas are the beloved woman of Krishna. The gopis of Vrindavan, on the other hand, their love, their desire for satisfying themselves is completely merged with the desire to satisfy Krishna. So by pleasing Krishna, they obtain their own satisfaction. See, we are not neglecting the satisfaction of oneself. It doesn't mean that, when we serve Krishna, we have to be selfless. We don't care about, we have to suffer and then Krishna will feel happiness. And that's how we have to serve. No, our happiness is also there, but the focus is toward Krishna's happiness. And that attains the highest stage in the gopis of Vrindavan. By serving Krishna, they obtain their own happiness. Their happiness is also arises, but their happiness is merged within the happiness of Krishna's satisfaction. predominated, fully with the satisfaction of uh, Krishna that is pervaded throughout their love. Okay. So this is the different kinds of relationships all these beloved women of Krishna have with Krishna. So generally, you can categorize this Mādhurya-rasa into love in Mathura and Dwaraka and love in Vraja. So some of his beloveds are there in Mathura and Dwaraka. Some of his beloveds are there in Vraja. So within Mathura and Dwaraka, you can again further categorize as Swakiya and Parakiya. Swakiya means they are married to Krishna. Parakiya means they are not married to Krishna, but have Madhurya Rasa toward Krishna. The Swakiya in Mathura and Dwaraka, the example is queens of Dwaraka, Rukmini, and other 16,000 queens. They have properly wedded to Krishna in front of fire, with the brahmanas present and the parents present, like that. Proper marriage ceremony has happened with Krishna, and they have this bhava of um, Patni Bhava, that they are wife of Krishna. That Bhava is there toward. They have that legal status of being wife of Krishna. That mood is always there, that he is my husband, like that. That is Swakiya. Parakiya within Mathura and Dwaraka is very rare. And we have the case of Kujja. She never got married to Krishna, but she had a conjugal rasa with Krishna. That is Parakiya. Within Vraja also you have the same category, Swakiya and Parakiya. So you see this dashed line. So that shows the rarity. Swakiya is rare in Vraja. Most of the gopis have Parakiya rasa toward Krishna. They are not wedded to Krishna because Krishna never attains the age to marry in Vraja. So by the time he reaches age 11, he leaves Vraja and then he goes to Mathura. So therefore, he has not crossed the age to do Upanayana ceremony. After Upanayana ceremony only you can do marriage. So he has never done that. But having said that, it is not that when he was 11 years old, he was a small boy. His body manifested as if he is 16 years old. Okay. So therefore we say that eternally he is like, the Kaishora age or 16 years old. His body manifested that age, even though he was 8 years old or 9 years old or 10 years old, his body manifested that particular Kaishora period. But years wise, if you count, he was there only until 11 years old. Therefore, most of the gopis are not married to him. But there are cases of Swaki also, marriage. So in these cases, there are some gopis who are unmarried and they worshipped Katyayani. They followed the Katyayani Vrata to get married to Krishna, to obtain Krishna as their own husband. And because they have completed this vow, Krishna also fulfilled their desire. How he fulfilled their desire? By doing Gandharva marriage. There are 8 types of marriages there. We look at this 8 types of marriage shortly. But within that 8 types of marriage, he performed the Gandharva marriage of these unmarried gopis. Then you have unmarried gopis and married gopis, married to someone else other than Krishna. They are married to. They have that particular bhava that they are married to somebody else. Of course, in the spiritual world, these are all just, even though they are married to somebody else, the husbands never touch them. The Yoga Maya arranges in such a way that she creates some kind of false forms for the husbands to enjoy. The actual gopis are never touched by the husband. And the husbands also don't feel envious of Krishna. Why? Because first of all, they are devotees of Krishna. Second thing is, their wives are always with them in the form of the forms created by Yoga Maya. Therefore, even though the gopis were running toward Krishna and then were playing rasa dance in the forest, there was another set of forms who were also with their husband. The main example of this is Radha, Dhanishta, all these different gopis. They are married to somebody else but have parakya relationship with Krishna. Okay. So here, the 8 types of marriage I was mentioning, um, the Brahma marriage, for example, is where the father of the girl formally invites the groom and then hands over his daughter to that person without any condition, no condition. And then he himself invites that person and then he hands the girl over to him. So that is considered to be the highest form of marriage. In Manusmriti, it is described. Then there is a marriage type called a Daiva. Daiva marriage type is where um, you you give the girl to the priest who is actually performing a sacrifice. So the priest comes and performs an elaborate sacrifice for you. You do not have money to pay to that person, so you just give your daughter to that person to get married to that person. So that is the Daiva. It's a little bit lower than Brahma because here in the Brahma marriage, the father is giving without any condition. Here he is more or less giving the girl to the husband or the groom as a sort of reward or something like that. Then you have Arsha marriage. In the Arsha marriage, he obtained some small amount of gifts from the groom for giving the girl. Then that small amount of gift he is expecting, therefore it is little bit lower. And then you have Prajapatya. So in the Prajapatya, he puts a condition. The father of the daughter, he puts a condition. He says that when you are marrying this girl, you have to equally divide your wealth between husband and wife. So they share everything, not just wealth, dharma, artha, kama, everything is shared there. With that condition, he gives his daughter to the groom. So that is the Prajapatya type of marriage. Then you have Asura, and then you also have um, Gandharva, then you have Rakshasa, and you have Paishacha. So here, Asura is basically a little bit violence is used. And the Gandharva marriage is that you basically the girl and the boy they just meet each other, then they agree to proposal, and then they just get married. That's it. No parents involved there. So that kind of marriage is what is performed by Krishna and the unmarried gopis. So when these gopis performed the Katyayani Vrata, the final day of Katyayani Vrata, Krishna stole their clothes. And there he took that opportunity to meet with the gopis and formally they just agreed, you are my husband. He accepted, you are my wife, like that. That just in implicit agreement was there. That's it. So in this way, they are married, not formally married as in like the Brahma type of marriage or Daiva where parents were present. No, nothing like that. So sort of marriage was there. Okay. So here we saw previously Shantarasa, Dasyarasa, Sakyarasa, and Vatsalya-rasa. This is Mādhurya-rasa, the progression. So Mādhurya-rasa also has the stage until Raga, but then you have additional 2 stages here, Anuraga and Mahabhava. So we are already over time. I was thinking probably we could cover this next time. Any questions, any comments, any reflections before I move forward?
Yeah, but you too.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much.
Dhanavad
Yeah.
Pranam.
Yeah. Beautifully narrated uh, at least the different rasas and their uh, differentiation. So much technically well explained, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so Nikhil Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I always wondered why do the demigods appear in the Vraja Leela? Like, for example, Katyani Vrata or even Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj praying to Lord Vishnu. Is it primarily to enhance the bhavas in all, and all of all the different types of rasa that we're discussing? Because otherwise, people will start praying to Krishna himself, and then the whole mood will be ruined. That's why the demigods appear as objects of worship even in Rajalila?
Yeah, good question. So in Vraja Leela, this mimics life that happens, a Vedic life that happens in this world, the Vedic life where Karma Kanda was predominant. So in the Karma Kanda, the Karma Yoga, which was predominant, many people worship Devatas for fulfilling their desires. If you want a good wife or good husband, I guess, you are going to worship Shiva, for example. And you want a lot of good studies, then you go on to worship Saraswati. Different devatas are created for different subject matters. This is explained nicely in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So people were approaching these different demigods for their desires to be fulfilled in Vedic lifestyle. Majority of them were following this karma kanda rituals. Their goal is that they want their desires to be fulfilled in this world, and in the next world they attain heavenly planets and they will enjoy nicely their life there. So this was the system. The Leelas of Krishna mimics exactly that lifestyle in the spiritual world. Though they are located in the spiritual world, it mimics that lifestyle. So there you'll start finding that the same thing, they'll worship the different devatas and they will follow all this varnashrama duties very properly. But all of these things are done only to please Krishna. That is the only difference. Here, when the materialistic people, when they are worshipping different devatas, they worship to fulfill their own desires. But in the spiritual world, all the associates of Krishna, when they are worshipping, they want to please Krishna or they want to attain Krishna. That is their whole goal. And the devatas who are appearing there, Katyayani and Indra or Chandra or whatever, they are all not material devatas because material devatas can never be present in the spiritual world. They are all spiritual devatas. What is this spiritual devatas? Sounds something new concept. It is very well explained in Sandarbhas and throughout Srimad Bhagavatam in the commentaries. The spiritual devatas are the original devatas. These devatas are associates of the Lord and they are Nitya Siddhas. They are there in the spiritual world. Their only duty is to appear in the Leelas and make the Leela move forward. For example, in the case of Katyayani, that's Katyayani is a spiritual devata. She will just come and bless, like that. And if Indra will appear there to move the pastime next level. The material devatas who change every frequently 14 times throughout the day of Brahma. In a single day of Brahma, 14 sets of devatas get changed. There are 14 Indras. Different living entities take that position. They are all counterparts. They are all shadow forms of the spiritual devatas. So when the gopis worship these devatas, the spiritual part is what they are worshipping. But when the Leela manifests in the material world, the material counterpart also joins with that. Together they appear.
Makes sense, bro. That helps me clear up a lot of confusion on this matter. I have to ask a quick follow-up. If you want, you can defer it. But since you mentioned the pure form of the devatas and then the material counterparts, demons also in Vraja have some similar type of thing. The material and different type in Vraja.
So there are some demons in the spiritual world. Bhagavad Bhagavatamrta, he explains, Sanatana Goswami explains in the commentary. So those demons, they don't get killed by Krishna. Those demons are there to facilitate the pastimes. For example,
Yeah. Okay.
Kaliya will come, and then Krishna will dance, and then Kaliya will go. And then this Keshi demon will come. Krishna will just tie a rope around him, and then he will just tie it to a nearby tree, like that. But in this world, when Krishna comes, these real people, real demons take up that role.
Okay, so they are real demons, but they gain entry into the spiritual realm just for facilitating the
No, no,
leela.
no, no, no. In the spiritual world, they don't get entry.
Okay.
When the Leelas manifest in this material world, for example, we have Vrindavan near Delhi, right?
Yes.
So Krishna manifests 5,000 years back. For a few years, he manifested his Leela. So when that Leela in the spiritual world gets manifested in the material world, these demons enter and then they participate in that, basically, and then they get liberation after that. When
So in the
Krishna
spiritual world, that particular leela never happens with the demon present.
the day demons in the spiritual world, they don't come here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. And Praveen Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank
Hare
you so
Krishna, Prabhu.
much.
Dhandas Pranam.
Really, really wonderful class. I have many questions, but in the interest of time, I will just ask one.
Yes.
So it's interesting. Radharani has the Parakiya bhav, but then her intensity of Mādhurya-rasa is higher. Highest, actually, not higher.
Yeah.
Right? So I was just trying to kind of understand, like, how's that, how to make sense of it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah. Because it looks a little bit immoral. Is that?
I mean, she is Ladini Shakti, so I mean, these things don't apply there, I guess. That's my understanding. But I was just wondering, like, why, devotees, the Swakiya Bhav, right, are not, up to, like, what is the philosophical reason behind it?
Yeah. So if you remember, we looked at one particular verse in the beginning of our session, probably in the second session, I guess. There, in Ujjwala Nilamani, Rupa Goswami quotes from Bharata Muni. He says that love, which has lot of hindrances, obstacles, restrictions, forbidden, that becomes that becomes highest in the intensity. In the material world, we have the example: forbidden fruit tastes better, or stolen fruit tastes better, whatever it is. When things are forbidden, when things have lot of hindrances, lot of obstacles, you have to cross all these obstacles to attain the beloved. And for that, one needs to have highest intensity of love to cross all the obstacles and attain. If that love is very weak, it cannot cross all these obstacles. In the Swakiya Rasa, the obstacles is lesser. They are dharmically married to Krishna. There's no obstacle. Anytime Krishna is present, they'll just meet him. They will exhibit. But in the Parakiya Rasa, it is adharmic externally for other people. Even they feel themselves, the bhava they have, the people in Parakiya Rasa, they feel that it is adharmic to meet Krishna. But still, despite it is considered as adharmic, they cross over, their love crosses over that adharma and then goes and meets Krishna. In the Vedic society, doing this kind of activity is considered to be like death itself. A person will just die rather than committing this kind of extreme forbidden adharmic thing. But the gopis' love is even much more intensified, that they are ready to even cross this forbidden thing and then meet Krishna. So therefore, that love can only be manifested in the gopis, as we will see in the next slide, which we don't have time today. The intensity is very, very, very high to cross all these obstacles and meet finally Krishna and exhibit their love.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Radhakunda Mataji, Dhanwas Pranam.
Dhanwas Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. I have a very little question. Like,
Yes.
in the presentation, what you're showing right now, the last slide about Swakiya and Parakiya. So you were saying in the Vraja, the Swakiya, unmarried gopis, right? They got married, they worshipped Katyani, and then finally they got married Gandharva Vivaha. Was this revealed to the elders, or again, it is even though they got married in the way of Gandharva, it is still considered as Parakhiya if it is not revealed to their parents and everyone others in the Vraja, then they have to meet secretly also, right? So
Yeah. So they were meeting secretly only, but their mood toward Kṛṣṇa is that they are married to Kṛṣṇa. It was not revealed to the parents. Their mood toward Kṛṣṇa is we are wedded to Kṛṣṇa. Here, in this case, when Radha is thinking to meet Kṛṣṇa, she is thinking that Kṛṣṇa is not my husband. Therefore, she thinks that it is illegal to meet Kṛṣṇa. But still, her love is too much that the love makes her meet Kṛṣṇa. But in the case of these girls, they already think Kṛṣṇa is anyways my husband, though people do not know.
okay, so that feeling doesn't come that they are meeting their lover or something like
It is
that.
adharmic, that kind of feeling doesn't arise there.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Prabhu. Your answers are really, really wonderful. And, in the case of Parakiya, this married to other gopis and unmarried, right? You have given examples of Dhanishta and Radha. They are not married to Kṛṣṇa, right? Both of them.
Yeah, they are not married to Kṛṣṇa. They're married to somebody else.
Or
Apparently.
unmarried.
Apparently.
Is there
All
any?
these again, all these marriages are apparent only, just a setting for their love to be exhibited, not really
Right.
real marriage or touched by those men.
Correct. So what is this unmarried in the Parakhiya Rasa? I mean, do
So
we
there
have?
are gopis who are also unmarried to Krishna, unmarried to anyone else, or they are the stage is that they are not married, but still they also desire to express their conjugal rasa with Krishna.
So they love Kṛṣṇa, but
Yeah.
they're not married.
Yeah, correct. That is also called Parakhiya.
It's heightened. The rasa, how it is
Yeah,
heightened.
this is like the lovers before marriage they meet, right? In those days, looks like they don't consider it as a proper, but nowadays everybody meet. So therefore, it is also considered Parakhiya.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, I understand. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Anand Baldev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Vajan
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dhanavas Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for this beautiful explanation. My question was the slide in the Kubja part,
Yes.
where in that slide you mentioned that Kubja had a love which is materially motivated, a personal motivation was there.
Personal motivation.
And then you mentioned that there is still it is higher than anybody in the material world who is serving a Lord. For example, somebody in the material world serving the Lord unconditionally, motivatedly, offering a flower to a Lord, but still it is Kubjas was higher than somebody in the material world.
That requires a little bit the stages of bhakti to properly give an explanation, because Kubja's love is in the stage of prema, but our love here in this material world, we are in anartha nivritti stage and nishta, ruchi, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it is in that level, intensity is low. But her love is a separate classification. This love, even if it is perfected, there is that desire to one's own fulfillment is present predominantly. Devotees here maybe in the anartha nivritti stage, but when they attain, maybe let's say they become one of the queens of the Dwaraka, but their love will be completely different. Here, when they are there, their intensity is low, but when they attain that higher stage, their love will be more or less like this. They will not attain love like that when they attain higher stages.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Shankaran Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, just, reminds me an example that, just imagine when Yudhishthira Maharaj was going around to see in the kingdom, when his Guru Maharaj told him, right, Dronacharya told him, go and find who is worse than you, or who is better than you, and worse than you. So Duryodhana went, he told, go and find somebody who's better than you. And Yudhishthira Maharaj told you, go and find somebody who's worse than you. So both came empty-handed. So Duryodhana came, he said, I couldn't find anyone better than me. And Yudhishthira Maharaj came saying, I couldn't find anyone worse than me. He said, actually, I found one person who was a Shudra. He was fetching water on the day of Ekadashi. Okay, from the well. So I went and confronted him that how can you drink water on the day of Ekadashi? You're fetching water from the well on the day of Ekadashi. He said, I'm fetching for my animals, my cows and, dogs. So he said, that, I was finding fault with, faultless Shudra. So I remember once Maharaj was giving the example, he said, even if Dwapar Yuga's Shudra would be there in today, he'll be considered a great Mahabhagavad. Yeah. Coming to that same comparison that you said, right?
Yeah, so true. I think we were reading the other day, you were also mentioning the Kamsa. When Kamsa was considering whether to, I should not kill the child in the womb. Because, when he steps into Kali Yuga, even he will be thinking like, what a condemned place this is.
That's so true.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Very well, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So, of course, we don't aspire after the law of Kubja, because that is, even in the perfection stage, it is mixed with the selfish desire. So, therefore, he classifies these things for the sadhakas. Okay, there are some chat questions. Feel free to drop. This is Q&A session only. When the gopis hear the flute of Krishna and run to meet him, and their family members try to stop them, whom do they stop? The actual gopis or their images that Purnamasi has set up. Some of the gopis were stopped, but many also left. Yeah, so this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in the commentary in the 29th chapter, especially where some of the gopis, when they were running for the rasa dance, they were stopped. I'm forgetting the details. Actually, this is the set of gopis. I think this is the Munichari gopis or Shrutichari gopis. I think Munichari gopis, who have not perfected. They were in the stage of bhava. Okay, now I remember. So the example he gives is the Munichari gopis, basically the sages of Dandakaranya forest. They had developed Mādhurya-rasa toward Kṛṣṇa, performing the path of Raganuga, performing Raganuga Bhakti. But at that time, Lord Rama appeared in this world. So when they met Lord Ram, all these sages of Dandakaranya forest, within the form of Ram, they saw only Kṛṣṇa. They didn't see Ram actually. Because their Ishta Devata is Kṛṣṇa. Just as Hanuman, when he looks at Kṛṣṇa, he will see his Ishta Devata Ram in Kṛṣṇa. He won't see Kṛṣṇa, he will see Ram there. So similarly, the sages of Dandakaranya, when they were looking at Lord Ram, they were seeing Kṛṣṇa there. So they wanted to enjoy Mādhurya-rasa with them, with Lord Ram. So Lord Ram said that wait for my appearance as Kṛṣṇa. So when Kṛṣṇa appeared later, these munis, the sages of Dandakaranya, they were all brought into the eternal Leela in the forms, with the forms of the bodies of gopis. So they attained the bodies of gopis. However, this is a group of people performing bhakti together. Some of the people in that group, they have not attained the stage of prema. They were a little bit bhava somewhere around. But even then, because they were performing in a group together, Yogamaya took all of them and then they put them into the Leela of Kṛṣṇa. But to meet Kṛṣṇa and exhibit rasa, you need to be in the stage of prema. So some of them were not in the stage of prema. So they were the people who were actually stopped by their husbands and relatives. They also had intimate relationship with their husband also. Vishwanath Chakravarti, in detail, he writes there. Anyways, they couldn't use that body to meet Kṛṣṇa because they have not perfected. So when the relatives stopped them, they became extremely, they felt the separation of Kṛṣṇa. when they felt extreme separation of Kṛṣṇa, that extreme separation, pain of extreme separation purified them and pushed them into the stage of prema. And then they attained a spiritual body simultaneously at that point. When they attained the spiritual body, then they went and met Kṛṣṇa. So at that time, what was remaining back was the previous form. They got a new form. They didn't die. They simultaneously accepted another form, and then the old form was now managed by Yogamaya. So they then went and met Kṛṣṇa. First night of Rasa dance, they couldn't meet. So third and fourth night or whatever, they were able to go and meet Kṛṣṇa. So these were the people, they were stopped. They were in Parakya Rasa in Goloka Vrindavan.
Excellent, Sir Prabhu.
Excellent. This is like Karamchand Jasus, you know. You have explanation for everything. Also, but you said third night of Rasa dance. So how many times did Kṛṣṇa have Rasa dance? I guess countless times, but
yeah. So after that particular night of Sharat Purnima, every day Rasa Leela was happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was the first time, and after that it was happening every day. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says.
Yeah, actually, like even when we go into Vrindavan or we hear other Swamis, they say this is a Ras Mandali, this is a Ras Mandali in Vrindavan, different places. The Ras has happened here. So I guess that's what that means.
Yeah.
Also.
Thank you. Thank you.
There is another question in the chat. Are the Swakiya and Parakya gopis both existing?
Yeah, same. Are they both existing in the Goloka Vrindavan together? Yeah, I mean, they are separate groups. We will look at, I mean, there were multiple slides to look at today. We couldn't look at. Next week, probably we'll cover that, this groups and all the other things and all. Okay, thank you, devotees, for joining. So we'll continue next week. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhave vachapatitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Gauri Vaishnava ki jai. Ki jai.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you.